Let us understand how we can get URLs from a web page's navbar or sidebar using BeautifulSoup. Here are some of the key observations about this website. It is nothing but a simple website with approximately 170 pages as of today. Let me move this aside and then let me open up the Chrome browser and paste that URL. So here I am opening up the Chrome browser and pasting this URL, and you can see the website here. All the content in the website can be accessed using navbar on the left side. So this is called as the navbar. You can click on this and you should be able to access all the content. By default, it shows only the high level topics, but you can click on a particular chapter and you should be able to see the subtopics in each and every chapter. Like this, you should be able to go to each and every chapter and look at the topics. When we click on a particular topic, it will expand the subtopics, which you have already seen. First level links are defined using class as reference internal. How to get that information? If you are using Chrome, you can right click on this and say inspect. And then you can actually click on this and go to a particular link. Once you click on this, it will actually show the tag and associated information. So it is nothing but a tag, and the class for this a tag is nothing but current reference internal. While this is expanded, if you actually click on this and go to some other tag, it is just reference internal. So the difference is, for this it is current reference internal, for the others it is reference internal. If you open up by clicking on this, now this will become current reference internal, and the getting started with Python will become just reference internal. And if you closely observe, you can see that there is a list tag here, and as part of the list tag you are seeing talk tree L1 current active for the list which is expanded. For the other lists, it is not talk tree L1 current active, it is just talk tree L1. So you can differentiate whatever is expanded and whatever is not expanded by looking at these list tags. Okay. Also within the list tag, again you have the current reference internal and the others, which are just a reference internal, because we have the other topics also as part of this main topic or main chapter, and these are nothing but reference internals within this itself. So as of now, only basic programming construct is selected. Now if I select this and if I go to the inspect, you can see that now getting help have become current reference internal, whereas the others such as variables and objects, data types, etc., if you expand, the class of a tag is nothing but reference internal. You need to understand these nuances so that you can implement the required logic. So let's reiterate what I have demonstrated here. When we click on a particular topic, it will expand the subtopics. First level links are defined using class as reference internal. Second level links are defined using class as reference internal under li with class talk tree L1 current active. Reference internal are for those which are not active. For those which are active, the class for the anchor tag is also the current reference internal. So there is a distinction between the links which are active and the pages which are not active. And these are visible only when we click on the main topics as part of the navbar on the left. Now let's read the main page. I have created a base URL by name python_base_URL, and I have passed https python.itversity.com to it. Python_base URL have this. Now I have built python_URL by concatenating the base URL to mastering-python. So I have prefixed the Python base URL to mastering-python.html, and I have built this Python_URL. Using this Python_URL, I am actually scraping the landing page, which is nothing but python.itversity.com/mastering-python.html, which is nothing but this one. So if I close this, here I have scraped this page first. This is the landing page of our website. To scrape that, I have built a soup object by passing python_page.content. Python_page.content is nothing but the response when we invoke this request.get. And we are using html.parser to parse this content and convert to soup object. Already the soup object is created. Now let's get first level URLs using reference internal. We are going to get all the first level URLs first. Here are the observations about all the first level. It's not level, it's level. Here are the observations about all the first level of URLs from this page. All the URLs are on left navbar under nav tag. We need to get hrefs from the nav tag. Here are the steps we are going to follow. So instead of going through the entire page, we just have to understand which tag has to be read to get this left bar. Again, if I go to inspect here, if I go to the high level tags, if I collapse all these things, let me collapse everything. So in this case, the div class equal to row contain the complete content. You can see here when I select this, the complete content is selected. Now I can expand this, and if I go to this, it is showing the sidebar. Okay, if I collapse this and if I go to this, it is showing the main thing or main content. So this entire part is considered as main content, and this is considered as sidebar. And when it comes to sidebar, if you expand this, you have a div class navbar brand box, which is for this one. We don't need to read this because it is not relevant for us to get the links. If I scroll down further, there is a nav class, which is bd-links and id bd-docs-nav. So using this id, we should be able to just read this part. We don't need to read the rest of the part as part of this landing page. Once I get the sidebar, I should be able to get the URLs for the first level internal links, or I can get the details about the first level internal links by reading just this bd-docs-nav navbar. Okay, so this is what we have done here. For nav in soup.findAll nav, print nav of id, we can also use soup directly or BeautifulSoup directly to get the details about all the IDs with respect to nav. We have only two. One is docs-nav and toc-nav. TOC stands for table of contents. I think it is related to this part. Okay, now we can just read the bd-docs-nav, and we should be able to look for the anchor tags within it to get the first level URLs. You can run this by saying either soup.find nav id as dict like this, or id equal to the id. So either of the approach will work. Both return the same thing for us. Now you should be able to read the hrefs with reference internal to get all the first level URLs. Now if I run this, we'll be getting all the first level URLs. As part of the print statement, as we have prefix of Python base URL, you are seeing this https python.itversity.com for each and every href value from our A tags. Also, there is one URL with hash. I don't want to process it further. If I want to filter it out, this is how the code will look like. You can use either of the approach where you can actually pass class as dict or class with equal, and you should be able to see the output. You will see the same output in both the cases. Let me run this. And in this case, I am actually assigning it to a variable called as first_level_URLs. That's why it is not printing. Now first_level_URLs have the list of first level URLs which can be processed further. If you want to print, you can print just by saying for URL in first level underscore URLs print URL, and you can see the output here. However, in this case, I haven't prefixed with the base URL. That's why we just have the href values. We do not have the complete URL. If you want, you can add those also to this and we can take it further. So now I'm actually processing each and every first level URL. You can see here for first level URL in first level URLs, URL equal to f Python base URL first level URL. I'm printing that URL, and then I'm saying page equal to request.get of URL. So I'm actually trying to get the content from each and every page in a loop. So for the first time, it will try to process this page, and it is actually trying to create a soup object for it. You can see here we are getting the content of that page and create a soup object. Once the soup object is created, we are actually going to bd-docs-nav, and then we are actually looking for li with talk-tree L1 current active. So because when we try to scrape a particular page, it will actually expand the chapter for us. So in this case, when we try to scrape, it is as if you are going and clicking on this. As it is expanded, the class of this will change to this one, talk-tree L1 current active. So we are trying to access that list with talk-tree L1 current active, and then we are actually getting all the hrefs with reference internal within that. So in this case, you can see here current href equal to current nav.find. There will be only one in each click. On whatever topic you click, there will be only one talk-tree L1 current active. That's why I have used find here. Once we get that topic, we have subtopics under it. Using the topic.findAll, I am actually looking for all reference internals, because when we click on the main topic, none of the subtopics are selected, and hence all the subtopics will have reference internal only. You can go here and you can validate. So if I right click on this and say inspect, and if I go to getting started with Python, let me select this and then go to getting started with Python. You can see that it is current reference internal Okay, but if you go to the subtopics related to getting started with Python, such as installing Python, overview of Anaconda, so on and so forth, they are all still with reference internal only. You can see here, installing Python, class is reference internal, overview of Anaconda, class is reference internal. So when we click on this, all the subtopics still have reference internal only. So within this main topic, we are trying to get all the A tags with reference internal class, and it will actually fetch us all the second level hrefs for us. Now I'm actually trying to extract the href and then append it to the base URL and first level URL. That's the logic that is here. The first level URL is something like this. To build the second level URL, I have to remove this and replace it with whatever we got from our actual content. If you run this, it will actually give us all the second level URLs as well. So it also repeats the first level URLs because we have print of URL here. I want to get even these pages. The first level pages also I want to scrape. That's why I am capturing the URLs for first level pages as well as the second level pages. For now I am printing. If you want, I can actually create a list of this and I can take it further. For now we'll just print, and you can see that there are these many URLs that needs to be scraped if you want to scrape this entire website. So we got all the URLs that can be used to scrape this website. Okay, so this is how you should be able to understand the website and come up with the logic to extract whatever information you are looking for. In this case, first I want to get all the URLs so that I can go to each and every URL and scrape this complete website by scraping one page at a time. Let's get into those details as part of the subsequent topics.